Well, hey TikTok, and welcome to our weekly live stream Q&A Ask Me Anything hangout session. We are here every single Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern answering your questions in real time. I come with no other expectations other than to answer your questions and to serve you. So I will answer anything within reason. We can talk my books, my characters, my publishing journey, the publishing industry. We can talk about life stuff. We can talk about fashion. We can talk about favorite colors. It's up to you. This is your time, and I will hang out for however long you would like me to hang out for, up to an hour, where we can be chatting and we can answer your questions. And Halloween is coming up, so we've got some behind the scenes we can talk about with the story that I'm working on that will be out in the next couple of weeks for you before Halloween, as we finish up the Holiday Court series, which is my series inspired by the major holidays. So, you know, we've got Christmas, New Year's Eve, there's Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, and I missed one? I think I missed one. It was Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's, St. Patrick, Easter, and Halloween. Okay, so I guess I did get them. And so we're going to answer your questions today. So please go ahead and drop those down below. I would love to get them answered for you while we're here live hanging out. The more questions you ask, the longer I will stay. Let's talk about the necklace. It's super cute. Why, thank you. I would tell you where I got it, but I don't remember. I'm thinking it might have, it came in a pack of 2. So it was like the little beads here, and then it was just like a single one, and they were just 2 separate necklaces. I want to say they were maybe from Francesca's. If it wasn't Francesca's, it was probably Charming Charlie. It's when I tend to shop for all of my jewelry stuff. Speaking of which, I have a really cool vlog coming out tomorrow on the YouTube channel. If you haven't been paying attention, I've been dropping new videos every night at 6 p.m. Eastern, and each day has a different type of content. So one night it's about my books, one night it's about the publishing industry, one night it is a vlog, one night's fashion, so like all the things. Tomorrow is our fashion night, and so I did a fall fashion haul, like casual fall outfits for authors or bookish people, readers, whoever, and that drops tomorrow night. So I gave you a little sneak peek on my Instagram stories, which you can check out when we're done with today's live stream, and you can then see how I styled all those things on the vlog tomorrow night. And tonight, I've got more videos dropping as well, so you can check those out. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump in and have conversations with you, answer all of your questions, and I would love to get your ideas down, so go ahead and let me know what you want to chat about today. This is your time. I am here to answer your questions and chat with you. You're so excited to get the final story. I know, me too. I'm excited to finish writing it. I'm working on it for you. I've been working on it for the last couple of days. It should be done in the next, well, it'll be done over the weekend and off to my editors. So we got lots of cool stuff going on with this one. So I am excited. She's got all the sass. Let me just tell you that. Was it hard to weave the 6 holiday stories together? Holy yes, it was. I thought it would be so easy, and I set it up so that it would be so easy. Because it's one story. The Holiday Court is just one story. One catastrophic event happens, and we see 6 different girls and their men have to take on a different part of the mission to stop Father Time from destroying the future. And so it's a lot of the same dialogue. It's a lot of the same people being in the same place, and we just see it from different perspectives. But that made it so much harder because now I have to keep everything consistent. I have to have the same lines, and like, it's not easy. And now that I'm on the very last one, the girls overlap. So I've put most of them together for certain scenes, so they have time alone with their men, and then they've also got time with the other girls. And I pair them off in either sets of 2 or sets of 3. And so she is working with several of the different people, which means I now have to take sections from the first book, sections from the 3rd book, sections from the 4th book, and make sure everything works the way that it's supposed to. It was a lot harder and a lot more time consuming than I thought, and I feel like it would just be easier if I could just have written this book brand new. So it's taking more time than I thought. So yes, it is difficult. And easy, and I mean, it's a little bit of both. You know the drill. Is that a Sleeping Beauty mug behind you? I haven't seen that one before. She's my sister's favorite. Yes, this is this side. This is a Sleeping Beauty mug I got from Disney when I went several years ago, and it was really, really cute and very lovely. It was over in France, in Epcot, and I loved it. I just thought it was so pretty, and it was pink, and it was just so me. She's not my favorite princess, but I couldn't resist the mug. And so I got it, and I went up to buy it, and the charming little French boy who worked there was incredibly flirtatious. My mother was standing next to me. We had gone on like a family trip. So that was interesting with the very flirty French boy in Epcot. So yes, that is my Sleeping Beauty mug. I'm just like making sure that that's there where it belongs. Thank you for the roses. Appreciate that, guys. If you've got questions, go ahead and drop those down below. I'd love to get them answered for you as we're here hanging out doing all the cool, fabulous, wonderful things today. Do you have plans to release all 6 Holiday Core books in an omnibus? Any bonus material planned? Yes, in an omnibus. No bonus material planned. Maybe when I get to that point, I will think up something, but I haven't gotten that far. I just have to finish writing the last book, and then probably sometime next year we'll do the omnibus version of it. And we'll design up a pretty new cover and like do all the things. I haven't decided if I want like all 6 of the girls on the cover, because I could potentially like put them all there and design the pretty party room behind them and all the cool things. But I could also do something different, and I'm not sure what I want yet, so we'll see. This one's my favorite, by the way. That one and then this one. Favorites of the covers. But, you know, options. There's lots of things that we could potentially do for this. If you're just jumping in, hello and welcome to the Livestream Q&A Ask Me Anything. We know that TikTok takes forever to tell people we're live, so please tell your friends that we're here. Bring them to the party. We'll do all the fun, fabulous things. And I need questions. I need questions to answer today, so go ahead and drop those down below for me. Ooh, new cover for the omnibus. That will be fun. It will be fun. I'm looking forward to designing it. It's not something I have time to do right now, y'all. It's been crazy busy. I have not had a moment to breathe in a very long time, so lots of things going on, but I'm excited. I'm excited to do new covers, and I've got covers for upcoming books that I can't really tell you about, and like all the good secrets. But if you're just jumping in, hello and welcome. This is our Q&A Ask Me Anything Hangout session. I'm here every single Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, answering your questions in real time. I come with no other expectations other than to answer your questions. So now is the time to go ahead and drop your questions and your comments down below so we can chat. I will hang out for as long as you want to hang out. So the more questions you give me, the more answers I'll give away, and the longer we will hang out and have conversations today. Can you tell us what you're working on after you finish the Halloween story? Surviving, mostly, is what I'm going to be working on. I do have several books in the works. I've got a couple more YAs. I've got a couple of NAs. I've even got a couple of adult thrillers in the works right now. So when I have time to write, I will be knocking all of those out, because books don't pay as much as my other businesses do. I'm focused way more on those because that's where the money is right now, and I love doing my other businesses. So around my other businesses, once the book sales tick up, we will see how that goes. We're coming into that season where people are buying for the holidays, so I just might be inspired to be writing more books and doing more things. So let people know, what are good holiday gifts? Oh yes, books by K.M. Robinson. You're welcome. Last year, I 7x'd my sales in November because of TikTok, because everybody bought for the holidays, so I'm hoping y'all do that again. Which books of yours were the hardest to write, and which was the easiest? You know, I get asked this a lot, and I never have a good answer for it, because, you know, you learn and you grow along the way. So I could say the hardest ones to write were the early ones, because I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't have a system in place for those, but I didn't feel like I struggled with those. It took me longer to write those because I didn't have a strategy or a plan, and I just kind of did it secretly when I had a couple of minutes at 11 o'clock at night. So it took me longer. I guess typically what I leaned toward for the hardest was Mulan Dragon Shifter, and that's because I plotted the entire thing. I'm a plantser, so I like in between plotting and pantsing, so I know the big stepping stones and some of the stepping stones in between, but like not every little detail. For Mulan Dragon Shifter, I was proving a point and educating on plotting books, so I had to plot it and then I had to stay to it. I didn't like it. So just emotionally, that one was just annoying to go through the process that way. I love the story, I love the characters, like it wasn't hard to write that, but like it was more emotionally taxing on me just because I didn't like the process of how I was writing that one. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're all pretty easy for me. You guys know I can write a full-length novel in 9.5 days with only a handful of typos. When I turn it into my editor, they give me the typos back and it's ready for publication. And I just don't really struggle to write stories. I have millions of ideas and I can really easily work out plot holes. So for me, writing is not that much of a struggle. And I don't think I could pinpoint and be like, this one was the easiest or this one was the hardest. I feel like they all just come fairly naturally. And because I have it down to a system and a science now, I never hit roadblocks. There's never writer's block or any issues with that. So just kind of go forward with it. Have you ever wanted to change a story after it's been published? Not change it. I have wanted to refine it a little bit because, as you grow as an author, you learn how to do things better. You learn different grammar things. Back in the day, I didn't know what an em dash was or how to use it properly. So if I read through some of my earlier works, I do look at it and I'm like, oh, you could tighten that a little bit. You could fix that. That could be an em dash there, baby. And so definitely I look at things and I think, okay, well, I've grown and I've learned and I've done things. And if I wrote this book now, yes, it would be different. There would probably be some other things going on in the plot. And I probably wouldn't put these things in because I've learned and grown, but I wouldn't overall change those stories. How do you come up with your characters? Well, sometimes my stories are based around characters, so I figure out the characters first, and sometimes I figure out the plot first, and the characters come as part of the story. So, like with the Golden Trilogy, I was looking to see if I had the cover on hand. Here it is. With the Golden Trilogy, it was based on Goldilocks. So the entire story is based around Goldilocks being sent on a mission to destroy the bears. That was the premise of the story, and so I built my Goldilocks, Illyria, around this concept. So she had to be a couple of different things, because if she's Goldilocks on a mission, she's going to need to be a little cunning. She's going to need to have some training. She's going to need to have some seduction techniques. She's going to have to be certain things, and she's going to have to be deceptive because she's going in with the guise of, oh no, I'm just this injured little girl and you need to take me in and take care of me and all of these things. So I kind of built that character around what the plot needed. And that would go for a lot of my stories, like my Assassin Cinderella story, very much built around what an assassin would be. Now, something like the Jaded duology, this was more so built around the girl. She was forced to marry the son of the commander after her father's rebellion failed, and so I knew she was going into this arranged marriage, and her husband and her husband's family were going to make the country believe that they loved her, accept her into their family, and then murder her and make it look like an accident. So now she's going to have to learn how to make him fall in love for real. But because she's going through all of these different things, she's going to have a specific type of personality. So I very much built her around this centralized point of the story, but then I gave her this whole extra dimension, and I built a lot of the story around her personality. The fact that she's allergic to flowers and to scented things, much like I am, I built things into the story based around her and what she did and what she interacted with and all of these things. And so sometimes I build stories off of characters, sometimes I build characters off of stories, but really it comes down to figuring out who your character is going to be, what their personality is going to be, and how that then interacts with the world that you are creating. Can you put too much detail into a story? Yes, you can. You absolutely can, and it can kill your story. So let me give you a very specific example, especially when it comes to things like fighting scenes. People like to get really technical with that, but readers don't care about the technical side of things. So when we plan like a fight scene, when people are engaging in a battle with each other, authors and writers tend to lean into those details because we want it to be accurate, but those are boring. People skip over that kind of thing. It's like watching a movie. Movies have extended fight scenes, typically for the male viewers because they like the battle-y type stuff, but the rest of us just kind of check out during that and come back in when the plot picks back up. So if you're writing heavily technical stuff, people are going to skip it, they're going to get bored, they're not going to like it. So you have to really implement the world building into that instead of the technical side. You still need some of the technical stuff, but you need more of the world building. So for example, in Blood is Silent, which is my Little Red Riding Hood circus aerialist story, we have a lot of technical aerialist stuff. I worked with several consultants, I went and talked to professionals and all of these things, and I implemented specific keywords, specific movements, I was technical about what she did, so that, yes, it clicked for people, and yes, it made sense, and yes, if they checked me, it would all be accurate, but the majority of what I wrote was the world building, how people reacted to her tumbling down the silks, how she felt when she wrapped her arm around the silks, what the lyra was like, what it was like to sit in it or to flip over it. We talked a lot about world building stuff. So ignore a lot of the technical stuff. Have enough in it so that it seems plausible, and that if it's checked, you're good to go, and that you've clearly done your research, but not so much that people get bored. If you get bored writing it, they're going to get bored reading it. You can absolutely put too many details in there. And if you spend forever, like, describing a staircase to me, or if you spend forever describing a hallway to me, we don't need that. So keep your world building in check. You want enough to build that world in a person's mind, but not so much that it's like dragging down your story. Have you ever gotten your characters mixed up in your stories? Yes. Yes, I have. That is a thing. On occasion you do that. Usually editors catch it. Once upon a time, as a baby author, my editors, you remember my first couple of books went through multiple editors, and they were all really bad editors. And so my original books kind of went out with some issues, and we had to find them later and fix them. So they're all good now. But there was a time when I had accidentally used, I'm trying to think, I think I said the villain's name instead of the hero's brother's name. Oops. But don't worry, we caught it. It was good. It was when I was a baby, so I only sold so many copies anyway. But yeah, I've definitely mixed those up. Only once did it ever make it to publication. It was only with that editor drama. But usually the editor catches it, or your proofreaders, or somebody will catch it. But I've definitely, from time to time, written the wrong name just because I'm so into what I'm doing. And then as I'm proofreading it, I catch it. Or if I don't catch it because I'm really into it, somebody else will catch it. Jaded was so good. Oh, I'm glad that you enjoyed Jaded. If you've got questions, if you're just jumping in, hello and welcome. Let's talk about books. Let's talk about characters. Let's talk about life stuff. This is an open Q&A, Ask Me Anything hangout session. I am here to answer your questions for the next little bit of time, and I want to make sure that we are hanging out and getting what you want discussed while we're on air. And we know that TikTok takes forever to tell people we're live, and it has lowered our reach dramatically over the last couple of months. So please tell your people that we're here and that we're hanging out. They should come join us too. We used to have massive numbers joining us on TikTok, and TikTok algorithm has just failed me recently. So bring your friends to the party because we want to do all the cool, fabulous things. Thank you for whatever just floated up on my screen. I appreciate you. Thank you. More likes can attract viewers. Keep it up. Well, now TikTok is encouraging me. Dear TikTok, help me with your algorithm, and we got this covered. What is your favorite part about designing covers? Well, I'm a professional photographer and a professional designer. I've been doing this for over 2 decades professionally, and I really just love the creation and the artistic process of creating art, specifically photographic art. So I like storytelling photography. If you have followed my photography journey, which is much, much older than my author journey, you will have seen that I went from like normal portraiture and weddings and babies and stuff like that to storytelling with the big dresses and the flowing hair and like the beautiful skies and all of those things. And so creating covers is something that I love to do because we have all of these really pretty, like, photographic-y type thing. I'm like, where's the good ones? Where's the ones I want to hold up and show? But like, I mean, come on. How pretty is that with the glowy lights and like all of the things and the floating debris and all the good stuff? Like, come on, y'all. Come on. We got all the cool stuff. I love the artistic process of creating book covers. So anytime I can get myself in Photoshop to create something beautiful, I'm here for it. Ooh, like that. Look at that with my mermaids. I love it. Thank you for sharing the video. I appreciate that. If you're just jumping in, hello and welcome. This is our live stream Q&A, Ask Me Anything, and I want to answer your questions today. Now is the time to drop your questions down below. I will hang out for as long as we have questions today, up to an hour while we're here hanging out, discussing all things bookish. We're talking about fall things. We're talking about world building. We're talking about book characters. We are talking about whatever you want to talk about, because this is your time. Speaking of which, we've got some really cool things coming up. If you have not been paying attention to my YouTube channel, I'm dropping new videos every single night at 6 p.m. Eastern so that you can find out what author life is really like. So every single night we have a different theme. Sometimes it's publishing, sometimes it's behind the scenes of my books, and y'all, I just recorded 30 videos yesterday. And a whole bunch of them were about my books and the behind the scenes and world building-y type stuff. So those will be up over the next month or two. Tomorrow night we're dropping a really cool vlog fashion haul. I had to think about that for a second because I was swiping up on a notification. I have a fashion haul coming tomorrow. I actually went shopping this morning because this is how we cope with life. And I did a cozy, like comfy fall author fashion haul. And I'm showing you that over on my YouTube page tomorrow. I gave you a little sneak peek today on my Instagram stories, but I'm showing you how I'm styling things tomorrow. We've got like all sorts of behind the scenes, and I'm showing you programs that authors should be using or writers should be using. I'm showing you like all sorts of really cool things in the next couple of days, so make sure you check it out and subscribe over on the YouTube channel. We, of course, have the Halloween book coming out in the not-too-distant future. It's going to be a surprise release, mostly because the book printers are, like, super wonky right now. So we're working on that, but we got some Halloween goodness coming for you in the not-too-distant future with Tricking Fate, and we are going to be telling you more about my Neverland retelling coming out in the not-too-distant future, as well as some really cool NA books, YA books, and adult thriller books. Yes, I'm working on a lot for you. I've got a lot planned, some really cool things happening, and I'm excited to share more about it, but for now, hush hush. Halloween goodness, I know, Halloween goodness. I'm writing it right now, and we are weaving in all of the other books from that series. Remember, it's 6 girls on the same mission, but they each have a different part of the mission with their man, and they gotta go do the things, and just like putting all the book pieces together. So we're finalizing the last thing inside of the Holiday Court series. I'm really excited for it. It's going to be lots of fun, and she has a lot of sass, so all I'm saying is a costume maker's daughter and a shoemaker's son. What could go wrong, right? And the cool thing about that series is that all the girls have different types of relationships. So this one is that they used to date and then they broke up and now they may be getting back together. We've got enemies to lovers, best friends to lovers. We have just met and making out in a closet to lovers. We have an established couple. Did I get them all? I feel like I missed one. Not sure if I did. I have to count when I do these things. I don't know. But if you're just jumping in, hello and welcome. Ask me your questions down below. I would love to get them answered for you, as we're here talking about all things fabulous, bookish, and non-bookish. If you are new to me, hi and welcome. My name's Cam Robinson. I'm a multi-time best-selling fiction author. I have written well over 24 books. I know, it's a lot more than that, but all the cool, goodness, wonderful, fabulous things going on here, and I would love to get your questions answered. We're going to be here hanging out for just a couple more minutes as we are answering your questions live in real time every single Friday here on TikTok at 3 p.m. Eastern. We also go live every single Tuesday on Instagram with a topic, and we answer your questions over there as well. And of course, videos and live streams and live book readings and like all the good stuff on our YouTube page. I also live stream on Amazon. My weekly book fairs are happening every single Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. Speaking of which, if you all follow me on the Likewise app, where I host the Young Adult Lounge, where I have over 700,000 members, thank you. We did have to postpone Wednesday's live stream. Well, it's not a live stream. It's an audio event because they were having some tech issues. So I actually had 2. I had a special event and our normal weekly scheduled event. Both of those were postponed, and I will let you know more about those as soon as I know about those. I actually need to check in with them today and see when those are going to be rescheduled for. So we'll see. Next week, probably. Do I prefer to write standalone stories or series? Series sell better, but I kind of just like writing standalones because then it's done and I can move on to the next storyline. But most of what I plan and most of what I create is series because those are what sell. And standalones tend not to sell very well unless you have a ton of money to market them, like thousands of dollars. So series are where it's at. If you got questions, if you want to talk about anything, now is the time. We're going to wrap this up in the next couple of minutes, but I want to make sure that we are answering your questions while we're here hanging out, doing all the good, fabulous, wonderful things. What is your favorite holiday or season? I have 2 different answers for that because those are 2 different questions. My favorite holiday is definitely Christmas. I love Christmas. I love the vibes. I love the presents. I love the Christmas trees and the lights and like all the cool things, but my favorite season is definitely summer. I am not a winter girl. I don't like the snow or the ice or the cold. I will be fine without that. I am moving myself south, and I keep moving myself further south because I am getting away from the winter. I do not like the cold, so I am going south. If I could live directly on the equator and spend my entire life on the equator, the warmest part of the world, I would do that. That would be acceptable to me. If you were not an author, what would you be doing that you're not already doing or have done? Well, you know I've done a lot of things. I started my career off as a web designer. When I was 14 years old, I started my own business doing web design for small businesses, and from there I went to college for elementary education. So I was a school teacher, kindergarten through 6th grade I was certified for. I did that for many years. I then started to teach marketing and photography. I was a professional photographer for many, many years. I still do it. And I taught marketing to authors and to entrepreneurs. I taught them how to do photography for their businesses. I taught them social media, all those things. Now I teach social media professionally. You guys know you can find me at kmrobinson.com or kmrobinson on YouTube for all the free resources. And I teach courses and webinars, and I do coaching and like all sorts of really cool things. And then I write. So I'm busy. I do a lot of things. I do a lot of things. So if the parameters are things that I've never done, I would like to be in fashion. If I had to take photography and writing and teaching and educating and marketing stuff out, my next thing that I would love to do would be fashion work. I also considered journalism for a while. And here's a special little hint, just because we're kind of swaying this way in my author life now. There was a time I considered law enforcement. I got talked out of that one because, you know, it's dangerous, but I loved it. I love, like, the psychology aspect of it. If I could be, like, a profiler-y type thing, I would be there for that. That would be amazing. Which now is translating into, oh, look, KM is becoming an adult thriller writer as well. So, for those of you that are hanging out and are going to be following me in my author career, still doing YA, still doing NA, but also we're going to get some thrillery goodness in here. Mysteries and things, and like, you know the drill. I'm excited for it. So yeah, those would be my options. Journalism, for sure, was one thing that I considered and did a little bit of. Law enforcement would have been so much fun. Like, I would have loved it. And now I hang out with all of these law enforcement people, and I'm just like, missed opportunity here, baby. And fashion. Put me in the fashion world. I would be a very happy girl inside of that fashion world. You know the drill. If you're just jumping in and you've got any more questions, I would love to get those answered. We are wrapping this up in a couple of minutes. We're coming to the half-hour mark on our live stream, so I want to make sure that we are answering any final questions as we are wrapping up today and chatting all about bookish goodness and non-bookish things as well. And you're going to start to see some of those really cool things being implemented into my writing as well. So we've got some cool stuff going on. I feel a little bit out of breath. It's been a very long day. Lots of stuff going on, lots of things happening. I told you I did those vlogging this morning and like really cool things coming out on the YouTube channel, so you don't want to miss out there. We got some cool things happening over on my Instagram page. So if you do not follow me, it's just at Cam Robinson Books on all the social platforms. It's the same everywhere. You can come hang out with me and do all the fun, fabulous, wonderful behind-the-scenes things. We've got some fall content planned. So let me know, are you guys excited for more fall content? What do you want to see in terms of fall content? Do you want to do adventures with KM? Do you want to see books out in the wild with KM? Do you want to go to a pumpkin patch with me or an apple orchard? Do you want fall fashion for authors and readers? Like, what would you like to see more of in those fall vibes? Let me know down in the comments below. And just quickly, let's recap everything that's been going on today. We've got some cool new books coming out in the not too distant future, including our upcoming Halloween story, which is being finalized as we speak. Yeah, baby. And we are going to be opening up to some new interesting things as well. We've got some adventures planned. I can see that we've got people excited about the adventures down below. So we're going to be going on adventures together this fall. I'm very excited for it. I've got some interesting things planned, and my life plans have changed yet again. If you've been following along, I've been telling you guys behind the scenes on my life on my Instagram stories, you know, big things are happening and then big things are taken away, and then big things are happening and then big things are taken away. And so we're kind of in that taken away stage right now, which means we're adapting, and I got some interesting things planned to cope. So it's going to be lots of fun. You get to come on the journey with me, and I'm going to be trying and testing out some new things that I'm very, very excited about. So we got a lot of really cool content coming. We are going to be doing our weekly book fair live stream on Amazon this Tuesday evening. We got some new authors coming to join us. Really cool stuff going on. We're doing some other cool things on our Amazon live stream page, so you can actually go to bookfairlive.com. That'll kick you over to my Amazon page. You can kind of see what I'm doing there and see how I'm building that up over there. I'm actually going to be doing in the not too distant future a live stream where we're creating a book nook, like a place where you can be reading your book. We're going to like zhuzh up your bed to read your books on and like all these things. So I've got some cool stuff planned for you. I'm very excited for it on the Amazon page. We've got the likewise conversations happening every single Wednesday. We have a Q&A on Instagram at 3 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays, 3 p.m. here on Fridays. We do have a bunch of really cool like book readings coming up and just like all the good things. So I'm very excited. We've got a lot of cool things planned, and we've got some really, really cool giveaways about to happen on my YouTube page. I have a lot of authors involved in those. It's going to be amazing. So the prize packs, not just from me. So you need to start commenting on all the videos. That's your hint. Comment on all the videos. All right, friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do appreciate it. We are here every single Friday answering your questions in real time, 3 p.m. Eastern on the TikTok page. Tuesdays on Instagram, 3 p.m. Eastern, answering your questions over on Instagram, and then new videos on YouTube every single night, as well as TikToks and Reels on the daily on both of the social platforms, TikTok and Instagram. So I will see you on all the content. If you still have questions, drop them on any of my TikToks. I will get them answered over the next couple of days via a video. And if you want more random TikTok live streams, let me know, because we might do some get ready with me's, and I got some other cool things going on this weekend. And like I said, I'm going on some adventures, some fall harvest, pumpkin, apple orchard adventures in the very near future, and I will take you with me. So stay tuned. Big things coming. And until then, I hope you all have a fantastic weekend and stay inspired. P.S. I'm dropping some major news, and things you should be aware of, and things you should pay attention to on my Instagram stories over the next couple days. So I'll see you there. Bye, friends.